Ready?
Stop, Ozzy. You're in my shot. Ready?
Yeah. Just turn it one click. Okay.
Another click.
Go ahead and anchor.
Ahoy there, and welcome to She Sails Solo. I'm Reagan, a certified yoga teacher and water woman. In July of 2022, I decided to follow my dreams and move across the country with my adopted dog Ozzy to move onto my 40-foot Wharram Catamaran KIKAPU that I got for $1. The boat had been left sitting in the marina for about 8 years and was in need of a lot of love. With a tight budget and the help of a few friends and strangers, I'm now living in the middle of a construction zone on the water. Although I only have a little boat building experience, I'm taking things one step at a time as I share the highs, lows, and overall reality of boat ownership as I prepare KIKAPU to sail around the world. If you'd like to help keep the project afloat, please consider supporting us on Patreon for access to exclusive content and yoga classes. Now, let's cast off the lines and set sail into this week's episode. So it is 6 a.m. right now. I have my bellwether bib on because it was drizzly last night. And yeah, I think we're gonna take my boat out for the first time this morning.
KIKAPU on its maiden voyage. Hey, Captain. Yeah? Turn around and give it a little hello.
The first sail on the boat, I only had about 5 people on board. With having to push back my initial sail quite a few times, we decided to go out very early before the wind kicked up. If you know anything about the bay, the winds are very shifty, and depending on where you are in relation to the mountains, the wind funnels in and can be very aggressive. Since I didn't know exactly how the boat handled yet, I wanted to make sure we were in safe, gentle conditions to figure all of that out.
So I took the boat out for the first time the other day. It was excellent, but we were just only outside the marina. So tomorrow is my first shakedown cruise, and I'm going to be sailing roughly 20 nautical miles from the marina around Treasure Island in the bay and then back. It's with the yacht club here. So I'll have help if I need it. But right now I'm working on replacing all of my lashings at the bottom of my standing rigging because they were old and really crusty. So I'm going to show you guys how I've been doing that because I have a pretty down pat now. I only have 2 left. Okay, so I got this spool of 1/4 inch polyester rope. It's 500 feet that I got to do this. Basically, the old lashings were so crusty that I had to just cut them off. I couldn't undo it and measure it. But I measured that I counted that there are 5 turns fully, and then dismantling them, there is one that is tied from the top and one that's tied from the bottom. So for measuring it, I just took it to the old one and I did the length. And then from there, I just have been going like this, and then I start counting the amounts of turns. So I have 1, 2, actually that's 3. 4, 5, and then I do about another half extra. So, and since everything repeats itself, and I just use the same line to measure out from the spool, cut it again, and then I take the ends of the 2 that I just cut try and hold them pretty even. And then I find the midpoint. Ooh. On both lines. Doesn't have to be exact. Then you find a friend to cinch the ends.
So the next step in the lashing is you tie a bowline to the shroud, and then I'm lacing it through my chain plate. And what you're going to want to do is go in the same direction and just do a few turns. I did my turns where through the bottom it went towards one of my main winches. The reason for this is because I'm going to use the winch to help me tension the lashings. In order to connect the lashings to the winch, I just have one of my sheets with a bowline tied into it, and then I tie the bottom end of the lashing with a bowline. We love a bowline here on KIKAPU. And then I go back to the winch and start the tightening process. So most boats, you want the rigging to be pretty tight, but since Wharram catamarans, their hulls move independent of each other, you need to have some play, which is why there's lashings at the bottom of the stays. We used a winch just to make sure that we had it tight enough, but we made sure we didn't get it too tight just by having one of us over on the shroud, just giving it a little wiggle to make sure we weren't over tightening it.
So now that I have it tensioned, she's tight, we're taking the other one, tying another bowline. Okay, so it's wrapped around and it's relatively tight, so now I'm just going to go all the way around the ones except for the one that's tensioned, and I'm tying both sets of the lashings together. And if you can't tie a knot, tie a lot. So I'm just going to go around this a bunch of times. It won't come out. It's how it was done before. And I'll just tuck the end in. And now I have to go release the rest. So we are out on the water today. It is a little after 9 a.m. We just left the marina and we are heading straight across the bay downwind to San Leandro to have some lunch. I'm here with my friend Andrew and obviously Ozzy. This is the third time we've taken the boat out. We took it out for a little test run, which I'll add pictures in, the first day, and everything went really smooth. And then I redid all of the standing rigging lashings. I took it out 2 days ago. We were supposed to be doing the Treasure Island race, which we would have left and gone north from the marina around Treasure Island and back, and that just didn't happen. We had current against us and we couldn't get the boat to tack. So we ended up drifting downwind, having lunch, and then sailing in the South Bay. So we'll see. Since it's a downwind run today, it should be good. On the way back, it'll be interesting. Plus the wind will pick up throughout the day. So yeah, let's see how it goes. While we ended up having a nice day on the water, this sail didn't go as planned. Once we called San Leandro to check into their marina, we learned that their marina hasn't been open for multiple years. So I guess I should have checked with some friends, but Google Maps did us real dirty on that one. Luckily, we had a weekend that was free, so Andrew and I decided to plan another sail and head towards the city to South Beach Harbor. This was a really exciting sail because it was my first overnight sail. Until now, I was just doing day sails in the bay, and if you know anything about me, you would know that day sailing is not necessarily my favorite. We were able to figure out some kinks that we need to sort out on the boat. For instance, this scene, we are trying to lower the sail, which raising it went just as poorly.
the track is slightly warped and the slides get jammed or fall out. So that's no good, and we need to work on that. I get asked constantly how Ozzy does on the boat, and he is excellent, besides the fact that he keeps getting wrapped around the main sheet, which is equally frustrating as it is cute, because he has started to learn that when he wraps himself around, it's because he walks around it, and then he'll try and undo it by walking around it again, but it's always in the wrong direction. So it's adorable. I'll have to catch it on footage for the next video. Coming into South Beach was very interesting. Like I said, it was our first time going into a different harbor, and we were unaware that there were seal stoppers on the dock. Also, it was pretty tight, and KIKAPU has a very wide turn radius. But we made it work, and we got to the dock safely and enjoyed a nice day in the city. We ate some comfort food and then went to the ferry building the next morning. It was overall an excellent trip before we headed back.
Okay, so my boat is on the in tie, and we have a friend in the way of getting back to KIKAPU.
Morning, Captain.
Morning.
Where are we heading to today?
We're going back to Brisbane Marina, our home port, for the time being. You definitely feel the tide is coming in. We're going against a little bit of current right now, out of South Beach Harbor. So we have is this the Bay Bridge, this one, right in front of us, Treasure Island. So we had a nice day in the city.
Leaving South Beach Harbor by far was the best sail I've had yet on KIKAPU. The winds were perfect at about 15 knots at the beam, and the swell was coming in from behind us, and we were just riding the current back to the marina. We had our drifter up, which I got secondhand off a different boat. Drifters are also known as bloopers by some people, but it's basically a hank-on Genoa that's made out of spinnaker material. For me, planning on being single-handed, it is way easier to set up and pull down than your regular spinnaker or cruising chute. So that was great. It was the fastest we've gone yet. We hit 6 knots, which was just incredible. And yeah, I couldn't have asked for anything better.
Alrighty, so I hope you enjoyed it, watching my last 5 sails or so. I took the boat out one more time. But I can tell you, it has been so nice just to know that I am no longer stuck at the marina. I can go places. My boat's capable. The first few times I took it out, I was sailing very conservatively. I think I mentioned in one clip that we couldn't get the boat to tack. It was just because I didn't have enough sail area out. So once I felt comfortable raising a larger sail, I didn't want to put too much stress on my standing rigging at first. We got to tack, and it was great. Just backwinded the jib. It's Genoa, actually, and it was perfect. But yeah, I'm so excited and so happy. You will have known that I took the boat sailing if you follow me on Instagram. If you don't, I post there pretty frequently. It's just at She Sails Solo, and you can find that. So definitely check that out. I also talked about on there recently how weird it is to finally have the boat sailing, because for the past year I've spent all of my time and energy and thoughts, and every conversation that I had, it was all about the boat. And now it's kind of a weird place to kind of rediscover my own personal interests and what I want to do, and do my makeup and work out, and you know, think about what I want to produce. And it's just an interesting, like, weird time that I'm in right now, but I'm really grateful that I'm getting to still share everything with you guys, and I'm so appreciative, especially of everyone that is a patron. It makes the biggest difference to get that financial support and build that community there. Other thing that I'm coming back in to talk about after the fact is that right now I'm looking at a mid-October departure, which is ideal weather window heading south from the San Francisco Bay. So I still have quite a few things that I need to get done. I have to install my water bladders, and there's still electrical that needs to go in, like my solar panels and some of my running lights and stuff like that. But it's so close. It's so close. So anyways, just thank you guys so much, and I will see you soon. Bye.